today we could talk about humanism. Humanism is a worldview, and before we get to humanism, let's talk about worldviews. What is a worldview? It's philosophy, and what is philosophy? It's a worldview. It's the same thing. The two coexist. Is the same thing. The definition of philosophy is within the definition of philosophy is the word worldview, and what is religion is a worldview too. So if you have a religion or if you have a worldview, you're a philosopher. You have a philosophy that makes you a philosopher, but not academically. Not academically, you're a philosopher. There's academic philosophers, then there's everyday philosophers. Everyday that's what the way I see it. The way I see it is like anybody can be philosophers if you have some wisdom, philosophia, which means in Greek, love of wisdom, philosophia, philosophy, and philosophy, and philosophia is love of wisdom. If you have some wisdom, if you have a worldview, you're a philosopher. You're a deep thinker. If you're a deep thinker, you ask questions about reality and existence and all that stuff of different topics, whatever of everyday life. Then you're a philosopher. So yeah, so that's a worldview. And religion is a primitive version of philosophy. Primitive version. Why is it primitive? Because it was back in caveman days, which religion started. Religion is like symbolism. They draw they paint on the rocks and all that, and symbolism to symbolize deities. They paint deities. They put sculptures of deities and all that, and to explain a natural world. To explain the natural world. To explain that's science really. That's primitive science. Primitive science, primitive philosophy. And stories, they tell stories with morals of the stories. That's the philosophy part of it. Primitive philosophy. Religion is just primitive philosophy. And yeah, humanism. What is humanism? It's naturalism, rationality, atheism, humanism, rationality, atheism, naturalism, and it was atheism, naturalism, rationality, and scientific beliefs. That's humanism. So naturalism is things being themselves, things existing by themselves. Like I look away, I touch the book right here, I touch the book, it's still there, I can still feel it. Even when I look away, I still feel it. It still exists. It still exists right there without me seeing it. It exists. And logic, reason, which is together rationality. Logic is like humans have limbs and reason and consciousness, and then that's the first premise. The second premise is this is a logical equation, and the second premise is like I have consciousness and reason and limbs, and then the conclusion, the goes that. So I am human. Therefore, I am human because I have limbs, consciousness, and reason. So I'm human. That's logic. Like what goes after 1 is 2. What goes after 3? What goes after 2 is 3. What goes after 3 is 4. And yeah, that's logic and rationality. Let's see, reason. Reason is thinking. Mostly it's thinking with your brain, thinking what you do next. And like chess. The game of chess is you have to use reason to play a game of chess. You have to think before you do. You have to think ahead of the curve. You have to think before like what the other person is going to do, and you have to read your opponent. Like fighting, not wrestling. Wrestling does take some reason, but mostly kickboxing and MMA takes a lot more reason than wrestling. Because wrestling takes a little bit of reason, not as much as real fighting. Real fighting takes lots of thinking and doing. Because wrestling is just like it's like gymnastics. You flip and you whatever. But that's for another video. So yeah, and then naturalism. Let's see, atheism. Some religious people think that atheism means this worldview is a worldview. Atheism is a worldview. Atheist worldview. No, humanism is a worldview. Atheist means don't believe in God. I don't believe in God. all atheists, they don't believe in God. That's what the word atheist means. It means lack of belief in God. Agnostic is either agnostic or gnostic. I can't remember right now. Right now, I'm not gonna redo the video. I'm not gonna do the video again. I'm just gonna freestyle this thing. Agnostic is, let's see. Agnostic is like agnostic. Wait, gnostic means you know for sure that there's no God. Well, atheist agnostic, atheist agnostic atheist, and gnostic atheist. Gnostic, not really sure. Actually, yeah, Gnostic is not really sure that there is something at all. But then agnostic is you 100% sure that there's no God. Like atheist with Gnostic or agnostic. Agnostic atheist, you sure that there's no God. Gnostic atheist, you're not so sure that there's no God, but you just don't really care that much. Just not either way, you don't really care. But yeah, Gnostic, agnostic. And scientific beliefs, science, Big Bang, evolution, all that stuff. And gravity is still a theory, Gravity, that's a theory, it's still a theory. What is a theory? A theory is proof and evidence of an idea. Proof and evidence of an idea, of science idea. Theory. Different than conspiracy theories. Different than conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theory is connecting things that has nothing to do with each other, but trying to connect it to strengthen your belief in a thing that's false, like Illuminati. They don't really exist. There's some groups that call themselves Illuminati, but they're just not from the Bulgarian Illuminati. Bulgarian, Germany. That's for another video. So yeah. That's humanism. So yeah, I like to teach a little bit about my channel, stuff that I know. Let's see, rationality, atheist, rationality, atheist, science beliefs, naturalism. Yeah, that's atheism. That's atheism. Humanism. That's humanism. That's humanism. As humanism and atheism is not a religion. Atheism is not a worldview. I said religion. Atheism is not a worldview. Humanism is a worldview. What makes a worldview, a philosophy, and a religion, the difference between those two? The difference is aesthetics. Well, some religions have some artsy stuff, like cathedrals and mosques, some art of that. So they have that in common. Aesthetics, well, not really the same exact type of aesthetics as religion. Religion is like they don't got ideas for. They do have ideas. That people come up with ideas for mosque and like sculptures and all that. But yeah, but the difference is metaphysical differences. Like metaphysics is just like there's beliefs. Actually, no, there's lots of things that are in common with religion and philosophy. So there's a lot in common, a lot. But the difference is belief. Religion is just belief without evidence, and then philosophy, that's science and religion. Okay, but yeah. But the difference is, let's see what else. Difference. The arts is a little different. Like there's more topics to talk about in philosophy. There's more topics to talk about philosophy than religion. Religion is just a holy book. There you go. A holy book. A holy book is different than philosophy. Philosophy, they don't have any holy books. There's no symbolism. There's no community of philosophers, unless there's some communities on Facebook sometimes, but mostly no symbolism, no holy books, no code of ethics, unless the philosopher has his own code of ethics, his own code of ethics. But religion has a code of ethics, a holy book, a beliefs, faith-based beliefs. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, that's the difference between philosophy and religion. And what else? Yeah, that's about it. Humanism, a worldview. Now religion, a worldview. But you could call it a religion because there's symbolism. I don't think there's any founders of humanism. There's some books, but there's no holy books. There's symbolism, the guy with the hands in the air, that symbolism, and a collection of beliefs, and some communities. There's a free thinking community, there's humanism community, there's Unitarian Universalists. Some of them are humanists, some of them believe in that some of them are atheists, some people Unitarian Universalists are atheists, some of them. There's very secular religion, Unitarian Universalist, but that's for another video. I might do 2 more videos, 1 more video today, maybe. So yeah. I'm a humanist. I like Satanism, so I do agree with a lot of the Satanic Bible. So I might do a video on Satanism for this channel. I might do a video later today, Satanism. Read from the Satanic Bible, read the ethics of the Satanic Temple, and the Church of Satan, the original Satanism, and Leviathan Satanism. See, that's the Leviathan cross. It's the Leviathan cross. This is the original Satanic cross, the Leviathan cross. Leviathan, named after Leviathan. I think it's named after Leviathan. I think, yeah. Leviathan cross, Satanic pentagram. Yeah. Peace the fuck out. Yeah.